Forum,
Demerara and Essequibo 99.1 FM.
Berbice 99.5 FM. Kaieteur Radio.
Good afternoon. Welcome to your main newscast for today, Thursday, June 22nd, 2023. My name is Joshua Van Slykeman. Let's get to the news in details. The government's new draft oil law is proposing to arm the Natural Resources Minister with the power to waive the payment of royalty that will apply to new production sharing agreements. We confirmed that with the two tax specialists that our foregoing provisions would therefore give the minister the power to waive the payment of royalties in new oil blocks. The grounds for allowing such remission as plausible were not outlined in the law but can be refined in regulations to which the minister has authority in determining. Another important point of note is that in this very provision also exists in the Petroleum Exploration and Production Act of 1986, which means it therefore applies to the ExxonMobil operated Stabroek block, where 2% royalty is being paid. Get the full details in today's Kaieteur News. Vice President Barra Jagdeo last evening disclosed that if the rape allegations leveled against Minister of Local Government and Regional Development Nigel Darmlar are true, the minister would have to face the consequences. Minister Darmlal is being accused of raping and sodomizing a 16-year-old indigenous girl. Notably, we were reliably informed that an official report was made to the police by the teen girl in the company of an officer from the Child Care and Protection Agency. On Monday evening, police confirmed that an investigation was launched into the allegation and that the minister was arrested when he turned up at the Brickdam police station. He was subsequently released on $1 million station bail. International lawyer Melinda Janke has described Guyana's oil and gas sector as extra activism rather than investment by the companies seeking to develop the country's natural resources. She made this point during an interview last week with an international broadcaster that features in-depth report on current affairs. The attorney told viewers that the oil company operating in Guyana are refusing to obey the laws set out to govern the sector. Arguing that citizens must maintain their right to determine the management of the industry, Janke pointed out that the 7 matters have been filed in the local courts by citizens, challenging the oil and gas activities. She noted that Guyana has an Environmental Protection Act which was drafted by her several years ago that must guide the production activities. However, there has been lax enforcement by the body established to regulate the industry, namely the Environmental Protection Agency. And just before we head to a short break, for the second time since 2014, the Caribbean Court of Justice on Wednesday commenced its second sitting in Guyana. The CCJ is Guyana's final appellate court, which settles dispute in both civil and criminal appeals. The 2-day hearing of the CCJ is being held at the Arthur Chung Conference Center. In his address, the president of the CCJ, Justice Adrian Saunders, highlighted that this sit-in marks the first in-person hearing of the CCJ for quite some time. He explained that even before the COVID-19 pandemic, the CCJ was in the habit of making liberal use of the court's technology in order to facilitate virtual court hearings. This is your main newscast on Kaieteur Radio 99.1 and 99.5 FM. We will return with more news after the break. Stay with us.
Right now, children are at an increased risk of sexual abuse, and the perpetrator can be nearer than you think. So stay alert and be aware. Be aware of your neighbors. Be aware of your friends. Be aware of the people you have in your home. Do not become complacent. Protect children now. You can make a report to the police or call the CPA hotline on 2270979.
A message from the Child Care and Protection Agency, Ministry of Human Services and Social Security, and UNICEF.
This is GHK Lal inviting you to join me weekdays from Monday to Friday on the National Outlook for commentary on a range of issues, immediately after the 12 noon and 7 p.m. newscasts on Kaieteur Radio at 99.1 FM and 99.5 FM. Looking forward to you sharing in the conversation.
Welcome back. Thank you for joining us. We continue with the news. Police in Region 7 are currently investigating the alleged rape of a 5-year-old girl by a 25-year-old man, which occurred on Monday. Reports are that the child reported that what happened to her and her relatives, who then made a report to the police the following day. Police shared that the suspect has since been arrested and has admitted to the act. He is in custody pending charges. In other news, amid a blackout of official press conferences and growing concerns by media houses, President Irfaan Ali on Wednesday committed to hosting a news conference upon his return from an official overseas visit. The head of state declined to respond to questions put to him yesterday on the sidelines of the opening of the Good Hope Secondary School, East Coast Demerara. He told Kaieteur that he was running late for an urgent meeting and would host a press conference soon. He did not indicate when he was expected to travel or return. In other news, an alleged victim who endorsed years of sexual harassment by a senior People's Progressive Party civic government official has told Kaieteur that the accuser once told her, while she was still a student, that he would sleep with her in 3 years. Luckily, a change of government in 2015 did not only rescue her from constant sexual harassment, but saved the victim from falling into any trap that the official might have had planned for her. In an exclusive interview, the alleged victim said that the official was a permanent secretary at the time and said she had first met him in 2012. Get the full details in today's Kaieteur News. In other news, all primary tops on the east coast of Demerara has been closed as President Irfaan Ali on Wednesday commissioned a brand new $1.3 billion secondary school at Good Hope. The project falls under the Secondary Education Improvement Project and has been funded by the World Bank. The President was joined yesterday by Minister of Education Prem Manikchand, Attorney General and Minister of Legal Affairs Anil Nandalal, and the Minister within the Ministry of Local Government and Regional Development, Anand Prasad. Senior officers at the Ministry of Education and other government officials and representatives from the World Bank were at the ceremony. In other news, at the recent opening of bids at the National Procurement and Tender Administration Board office, it was revealed that the reconstruction of the Western Hog Island Primary School Region 3 will be done at an estimated cost of $53.9 million. We understand that the school is an old structure and has begun to deteriorate over the years. Hence, proposals have been made for a new one. And finally, at this time, 41-year-old Maylene Cordavo, a Venezuelan national who is presently serving a 6-month sentence for operating a brothel, was on Wednesday charged with 9 counts of trafficking in persons. TIP refers to a crime whereby the traffickers exploit and profit at the expense of adults or children by compelling them to perform labor or engage in commercial sex. And that brings it to the end of your main newscast. But just before we wrap things up, we turn your attention to the page 7 of the Kaieteur News, dedicated to being blunt. Today's blunt is titled, The Things That Concern Our Leaders of Today. Both the government and opposition do not listen to and address the concerns of citizens of this great land. For this week already, the President, The Vice President and the opposition leader appeared in public at different times doing different things. Vice President Barry Jagdeo spent about 1 hour on a private radio station on Monday cussing down the opposition, while the President was meeting with residents in Georgetown, making promises to them again. Meanwhile, the leader of the opposition, Aubrey Norton, was busy protesting in front of the Ghana Elections Commission GCOM, saying, "We can walk punche." None of these leaders is concerned about the real welfare of citizens. No one is talking about our oil wealth and what they will do to secure the future of Guyanese. All they're concerned about is elections and how they can further rob and lie to the citizens. And with that, we've come to the end of your main newscast on Kaieteur Radio 99.1 and 99.5 FM. My name is Joshua Van Slykeman. Thank you for joining us. Have a great remainder to your Thursday afternoon.
Want value for your advertising dollar? Then place your ads on Kaieteur Radio's newscasts. Streamed live on 6 different mediums, reaching hundreds of thousands. Advertise today and watch your dollar grow. Call us on 225-8465 or 226-8210 today.
Welcome to the National Outlook on Kaieteur Radio 99.1 and 99.5 FM. I'm GHK Lal. It's Thursday, June 22nd. A little story here from last Thursday's Kaieteur News. Victoria Nursery School compound overrun with bushes. And they have a little picture here. Here is it. I don't know if you can see it. That's that green area. It's the nursery school. And I think those 4-year-olds would want to scamper about in a nice, smooth area. Victoria is a country area. There's a probability of snakes crawling around there. Not good for the children, not good for the teachers, not good for parents, not good for anybody. So why isn't the compound being kept like how we have the city, where the president goes out and clean and we have the work crews coming in front of my house and other parts of the city? Good things, mind you. Why can't we do that in Victoria? Is it out of sight? But as was reported in the news, the contents of that article, 2 things happened. And they tell you where our mentality is, and it revisits something that we talked about early in the week. They came and they fixed some doors and locks in that same school on the Saturday before the local government election the following Monday. Yes, that was done. There were some things that had to be fixed, and they fixed that. Local politics and elections and putting on the best face always happen around elections time, where they come to woo you. Look how we're looking after you. The PNC was in power, it did the same thing, so it can't be spared. The PPP is even better at the PNC at it. And that, look, we're going to give you some money and we're going to do this. And by the way, we're going to do this and that and the other if you put us back in charge of this area. Vote for us. It all comes down to that. Naked politics, raw politics, ugly politics. They don't know you. They don't know, well, I don't want them to know me. I could care less about them. They don't know you, the ordinary man and woman, until they need your votes. That's when they need you. And they come and they fix things. Why couldn't they have fixed that yard where those little children are scampering about? What's so hard about that? What could have been so difficult to do? What could have been so expensive? The PPP spent tens of millions of dollars, most likely hundreds of millions of dollars, all told, in the last, to sell itself for the last local government elections. It couldn't spend $40,000 to $50,000 to $60,000 to get that yard weeded, maybe a little more, and give it a nice, smooth looking face. What does that tell you? It tells you that we, the Guyanese people, are being used. We are seen as conveniences, necessary conveniences to be taken care of during election times. And after that, we are seen as nuisances. Well, they call people like me critics and scaremongers and whatever else. I could care less. But the issue is, fix the thing. Fix this area here. If you can't fix that, what can you fix? If you can fix the locks and leave that alone, where's your head? Is it you're trying to give the appearance in case the media comes there so everybody has a smooth passage and there's nothing to quarrel about or complain about or pick upon? Or as the vice president might say, nitpick? Come on, we can do better than this. Folks, we can do better than this. We have to. Or else we'll be stuck in the swamp and the cesspit that we have been for the last 60 years. Fix that Victoria Nursery School compound, please, and all the other ones. I'm GHK Lalo on Kaieteur Radio 99.1 and 99.5 FM. You are listening to the National Outlook.
Kaieteur Radio.
Covering Guyana from coast to coast.
Demerara and Essequibo 99.1 FM.
Berbice 99.5 FM. Kaieteur Radio.
Welcome to the station where the music blasts through because life is fun.